Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's Rich, but it's pronounced Manny. Thank you so much for joining today. And if you're not subscribed, why don't you go check really quick? Go do that before the video gets started. You even got time to get some snacks. All right, maybe not snacks. All right, let's get started with today's video. Today, I want to talk about something. You ever think about, everybody knows, or probably has done this. There's things that you want, right? Things that you want in life. I know the people that know me, that have known me for a long time, I should say, know that there's a car that I've always wanted my whole life. Well, at least my whole young adult life. It's a car that many people probably want and desire. I'm not gonna say the car that it is. If you know, you know. But that car, I've always wanted. In fact, when I was a teen, I thought that I would have it by 18. So, I was 16. I thought by 18 I would have it. Then I was foolish to think that I would have it at 21, you know? And then that dream got pushed from 21 to 25. Man, when I have that car, I've made it. I would be, quote unquote, successful. And that's what I want to talk about today. Success. Or is it? What does success mean? What does it mean to be successful? What does it mean to have what you want to have? I know there's people out there that want a lot of money. I mean, so much money, buku money. I don't even know if people use that word anymore. It means a lot, crazy amount, right? So much so that life would be easier. I remember a rapper once said, more money, more problems. I thought that was a load of, you know what? I just thought if you had more money, there's no way that you could have more problems. The math didn't math, right? You see, I grew up with not much, we were fine. We were good growing up. As kids, we had, food to eat. We had clothes to wear, though they were kind of hand-me-downs, but still, right? We had clothes to wear. And I grew up in, I would say, lower middle class. Right? My family, my mom provided a lot, and she worked hard to give us a life where we didn't really have to struggle, right? But we knew what struggle meant, because where we came from was struggle, right? I grew up in Dominican Republic, not much to our name or our family at that much, So having nothing, we kind of knew what that felt like. The fear of it all being taken away, right? We had government assistance. That was our life, was being supplemented by the government. My parents separated, and it really was tough for my mom to maintain, her family just all alone. So we had help. And it wasn't always good, but at least we had what we needed. So then as I got older and I started working and making my own money and started seeing, man, if I had more of this, my problems really wouldn't exist, right? Because if I had more money, there'd be more clothes that I could buy. If I had more money, there would be more food that I could afford to get. If I had more money, I would have the car that I wanted and not some broken down beater. If I had more money, I would have whatever I wanted. I would be successful. I would be living good. But what is that? And why do we desire it so much? They say money is the root of all evil. but could money really be that bad? Or is it possible that people are just bad to begin with? Is it possible that I'm selfish and I want things that I want? Is it possible that the more money that I get, the more things and material stuff I can have, it fills me up and makes me feel, pretty cool? Is that what it's all for? Did I forget what it means to not have anything? As a Christian, we're kind of taught, and the Bible speaks on being content. And that's what I want to talk about today. What does it mean to be content? I read the Bible at times and I think, man, everything in here is all about suffering, and you're not really going to be successful in the way the world paints it. In fact, a lot of the times I hear prosperity gospel being thrown out there, and I think, how is that even possible? To live in prosperity and somehow be content? Then the other side of that coin is also true. I even heard that today. It's probably more impactful than the prosperity gospel. It's something known as the poverty gospel. This idea that, well, at least I have my health, and at least I have enough food on the table and I'm not starving, right? It's like I'm faking contentment because I'm not as bad as the person beneath me. Where in prosperity, you're thinking the opposite, right? I have all that I want and need, so I'm okay. But what if contentment is not so much the things that we want or the things that we have, but more so what matters? Contentment is less the material things of what I have and what I don't have, but more what I'm doing. What I'm doing with what I have, right? Can contentment be something even beyond us? The idea of giving to somebody else, meeting their need, and them thanking you, and that going beyond you. The help that you provide somebody today could one day impact hundreds, if not millions. So is it possible that contentment is not necessarily what you don't have or what you want, but really what you do with what you have? I want to be more content. I want to be more successful. And there's a happy medium somewhere there. The right way of going at it. It takes a little bit of time, and it might take some wisdom, but true contentment is giving to those who don't have it, is being there for those who need it, is using what you do have to make an impact beyond yourself, to be selfless. That's true contentment. I always used to think about this. I read it somewhere, or maybe it was told to me, but it's something along the lines, the gold in my hand was once in another. Which means that what I have today will one day be in someone else's hands. It's not going to be with me forever. And it wasn't with someone forever before me. I have it now. What am I going to do with it? What are you going to do with it? I don't know. That's what I think contentment means. Be content. I'll do my best too. All right. That's it for this video. Bye.